What's up, you guys? Chase the Dark Sage here, and welcome back to another video on the Neo Dark Sage channel. And I know it's been a while since I've actually made a video, and I've made a huge upgrade, so shout out to y'all for actually supporting the content either on this channel or any of my other channels. But on today's video, I'm actually going to be doing something like a manga reading log on my main channel, but except we're going to be doing it from movies. Now, the reason it's going to be a movie log is because, well, I didn't feel like I had enough thoughts for me to make a full video on each of these movies, and well, quite frankly, I didn't really want to make a full video on some of these movies. So today we'll be talking about 4 of the movies I've seen this year so far, which is Missing, M3GAN, Knock at the Cabin, which was meh, and Creed 3. Now, before we actually get into the video, make sure you like and hit the subscribe button before we continue, and follow me on all my other social media platforms. That way you keep connected with me outside of the channel. So let's go ahead and start off with M3GAN, which M3GAN is a movie about basically AI gone wrong. And this is a trope that we've seen in other movies where it's not really necessarily original, but it does what it does really well, and it's a really fun time. I like the actual AI character of M3GAN, how she gets snarky over the movie, and she actually starts learning over time. And they're kind of thinking like, maybe this AI shouldn't be doing this parenting more than the actual main protagonist is supposed to be doing this parenting for this niece that she just randomly adopted because, well, her sister sadly died in a car accident. And basically it's kind of saying like, we spend time too much with technology and we don't spend enough personal time with each other. And so I did like that theme and concept, but overall, it's a horror movie that I really liked, and the concept was executed really well. I'm not gonna say it's like a phenomenal movie or something that you really gotta see, but I will say it's a fun time. Watch it with someone, eat some popcorn. Time will pass by, you'll have a great time with it. Well, not a great time, you'll have a good time with it. I really enjoyed M3GAN, and there's supposed to be like some unrated version that's supposed to be like on Paramount Plus, so or Peacock, I don't know which one, but I gotta watch that soon. It has a little bit more blood into it, and you're probably thinking, but Sage, a little bit more blood, what is that gonna do? Trust me, when it comes to a horror movie, that adds a lot, especially with us seeing the blood, so we might get a bit more violent scenes, like just a few seconds added to some scenes that we already saw in the movies. Overall, I really enjoyed M3GAN. Let's go on to Missing, which has the actor Stormy Reed playing this daughter character, and basically her mom is going on vacation with her boyfriend, the mom's boyfriend, not Stormy Reed's character's boyfriend. That would be weird. But the mom goes on vacation with her boyfriend and suddenly is not able to get in contact with from Stormy Reed's character, and she essentially goes missing. And so we kind of like on this movie kind of like an Unfriended front, where the whole movie is basically shot through the lens of an actual like Mac webcam or some type of camera on some type of phone device or electronic device. And I really did like the concept of this movie. I really had a good time with it. It's when you actually start really paying attention to the movie, you start like kind of calling some things back to certain references or certain like ideas that they had earlier on. You see that either some things did matter or some things just don't add up logically. But overall, I really did enjoy this movie. Missing was a really good movie. I haven't seen the first movie that they've made a movie kind of like this. I forgot the name of it, but I'm gonna be able to put the poster up on here somewhere where they kind of based it off of that movie, but it's not necessarily that movie. It's in the same style shot in that movie. I forgot the name of it. Like I said, I'll put a poster up so you guys will actually be able to know what it is. But overall, I had a really good time with Missing. It's a really fun time. The adrenaline, man, the adrenaline pumping in that theater. I'm like, man, where are we going with this? Because at one point we're going like this, but then we somehow go like this, but then we go like that. And I'm just like, how's the director or the writers actually getting all this done? Because how is this happening? And it definitely did throw me for a loop. I will say that the plot twist in the movie, I didn't see coming, and that was a good thing because I really, really enjoyed that plot twist. Now, the end of the movie, it kind of divulges into something else, and I'm just like, I'm kind of cool off of that. But overall, I had a really good time with Missing. Now we gotta talk about a movie that I didn't really have such a good time with, and that has to be Knock at the Cabin. And Knock at the Cabin is a movie directed by M. Night Shyamalan starring Dave Bautista, and the concept of it basically is really dope. If you want to know the concept of it, basically these 4 people go to these people's vacation house, and they have to decide, the family that's at the vacation house, they have to decide who's going to be sacrificed in order to save the world, because a whole bunch of natural disasters are happening while this family is living, and one of them had to choose which one is going to be sacrificed in order to save the world. I thought the concept of that was really good. I just thought that the execution itself wasn't really that great. Now, Dave Bautista, he acts his butt off in this movie. I love Dave Bautista in this movie. I love the little girl in this movie. She was a really good actor as well. I think everybody overall did an all right job, but I really wasn't, too enthralled or too invested into this movie, especially with what was happening. And I felt like it was going on a bit longer than what it needed to. And the thing about M. Night Shyamalan movies is that you're there for the plot twist. So you're trying to see like, what is the plot twist? What's going to happen? And if there is a twist, if you want to consider it a twist, I'm not going to spoil it. it wasn't enough for me. It was kind of boring. It kind of felt like I was going on this roller coaster high, and then it just shoom, and not the good shoom, like it just, and then it just went like that. You get what I'm saying? Like it didn't really do much for me. And I hate to say it, but this movie was definitely one of those subpar movies, and I like other M. Night Shyamalan movies a bit more, like Split, Unbreakable, and the one movie where it's like shot on like hand cam footage and it was about the grandparent or whatever. I really like that movie as well. But Knock at the Cabin was a movie that I really had high hopes for because the trailers looked great for it, but sadly the movie did not meet my expectation. It didn't have that M. Night Shyamalan twist I was hoping for. Whether it be good or bad, at least the attempt would have been there and I would have appreciated that. But sadly, it wasn't there. And I will say that that movie did disappoint me. I'm not saying it's a bad movie or it's a horrible movie. I just will say that it kind of fell flat for me. And lastly, we got to talk about Creed 3, which I just saw last night at the time of recording this video. And that movie was great. Phenomenal. Michael B. Jordan's directorial debut in Creed 3 was awesome. Now, one of the things I liked about Creed 3 was that fact that you didn't need any Rocky references. Like, this movie could stand alone as long as you know, like, oh, Creed is basically a retired boxer. He's the son of Apollo Creed, and basically he's super successful. He's the undefeated world champ or whatever. But his friend Damon, who comes back from his childhood, who kind of inspired Creed to actually take up boxing, comes back into the forefront, kind of wants to steal his title, and he does some very shisty stuff to do this. And you know, the boy Jonathan Majors plays his friend Damien, and honestly, I gotta say that Jonathan Majors' acting in this movie was phenomenal. You just felt the shystiness coming from his character, and I really did enjoy that. I love the anime references that Michael B. Jordan implements in this movie. He loves Naruto and Dragon Ball Z, and he definitely shows it in this movie, especially with some of the fight scenes. I will say that some of the scenes, like, and it's not too big of a spoiler because this is literally how the movie opens, where Michael B. Jordan is like looking, and it's kind of like slow-mo, like in the anime world, like it's kind of like slow-mo in the eyes, and the anime character is able to see all the pinpoints to hit like the character, and he looks at the weak points, and then Michael B. Jordan just starts hitting the weak points. I'm like, oh, Michael B. Jordan, what are you doing to me in this movie? Oh my gosh. It was amazing. It was amazing. I heavily enjoyed it, and I highly liked Jonathan Majors' character. None of the characters really felt sidelined in this movie. I will say that this movie narratively isn't better than Creed 1. I think Creed 1 is a better movie overall, but I think that this movie does do some things to attempt something new for the Rocky franchise, and I highly enjoy it. There are a few plot strings that, you know, don't really necessarily close, and it gets a bit muddled at the end, but honestly, I enjoyed this movie, and this is probably my favorite out of the 3 Creed movies. I think Creed 1 was phenomenal. Creed 2, very forgettable, and Creed 3 definitely was something new for the franchise itself. And honestly, I didn't know how they was gonna do it, but they did it. Michael B. Jordan, I don't know how he did it, but I really enjoyed this movie. And I was going into this movie thinking, like, you know, Jonathan Majors, Michael B. Jordan, they're good as actors, but what are they gonna really do for the plot? And honestly, what they did for the plot was really good. Like I said, narratively, I would have liked to see a bit more from Jonathan Majors' character in the movie Damon, because it kind of does that anime time skip thing where time passes, but it doesn't really tell us, but you just, you know, the movie insinuates it to you. And I was like, okay, I really wish we would have got more time with that character. But overall, you could kind of make some inferences and, you know, take some context clues and kind of infer what was happening. But overall, I really did like Creed 3. I think you guys should check it out while it's in theaters. I already pre-ordered the Blu-ray Steelbook the day I'm recording this video, so I'm super hyped to actually watch that movie again. But that's about it for the movie log right here. I just want to talk about some movies that I've watched this year, and I haven't really uploaded a video since the Travis Scott discography ranking video. So I wanted to give you guys, you know, some content to eat off of this fine day or weekend or morning or night, whenever you guys are watching this. But I'd like to say thank you guys for watching. If you are new to the channel and you haven't already, go ahead, hit that subscribe button, post notification bell, like the video, and don't forget to follow me on all my other social media platforms. I'd like to say thank you guys for watching. Dark Sage out. Peace.